Hi, I'm Alex McCord and welcome to The Real Deal on TheStir.com. Today we have Season 9, Episode 13 of The Real Housewives of Hearsay in Orange County, as well as Episode 7 of The Ladies of London. And oh, what a night it was on television. First, in Orange County, there is a Jedi mind trick happening. As each scene unfolds this season, we the viewers are becoming more and more confused about what's really going on in Shannon Beador's head and what Heather, Vicky, and Tamra all have to do with it. When the drama on a reality show gets this complicated and is also intercut with storylines that are unrelated on the show, it's really hard to remember what actually happened. You almost need a flowchart. Here's what we know. Tamra spilled Shannon's email to Heather and exaggerated the contents, and while she eventually came clean, she lied about it at first. What we don't know, because it was not on camera, is what Heather said about Shannon's email to her table of friends. We also have no idea who's telling the truth about taking the Beadors down. Did Terry say it? And if he did, was it to Tamra? To Vicky? Did Tamra repeat it to Shannon or to Vicky? Did anyone say it at all? The producers have to be dancing with glee at this mess. In Shannon, they have the perfect new housewife. She is really gullible and she has a bad memory. Plus, Shannon also has a listening problem, which I've discussed before. Someone says A, she hears Q and reacts to that. Or someone speaks firmly and she hears screaming and overreacts to that. Shannon is just out of touch with reality enough to be pushed in any direction the producers want her, which is reality TV gold. Add to that a cast member who is not afraid to blatantly stir the pot, Tamra. Then another cast member who will happily say whatever the producers want because she wants revenge, Vicky. And finally, take a more or less rational person and hit them with so many irrational accusations that they finally flip their lid, Heather. This brings up a viewer question. Jennifer Statfeld asked on Twitter, did it appear to you that Shannon was coached to ask Tamra about the takedown comment? It rang so false. Let's talk about Takedown Gate. Vicky said in a confessional interview that Tamra told her that the DeBros want to take the Beadors down. So, if that's true, how did Shannon find out about it? If Shannon overheard Tamra tell Vicky, she would just say that. Not accuse Tamra of telling her, but wait, that would be rational, and we're not dealing with a rational person. Shannon may not be rational, but she is masterfully being manipulated behind the scenes in this fight. No matter how many times Heather tries to calmly explain what's happening, Shannon is convinced that Heather is lying to her. At one point during Lizzie's dinner party, Heather and Terry have almost convinced Shannon to see the light. But sure enough, before that ends, the scene is intercut with more confessional interviews to throw confusion and shade on the whole situation. So, Jennifer, I think that answer is yes. In going after Heather, Shannon uses Tamra as an easy weapon. Problem for Tamra is simply because she got caught lying on camera once, Shannon now has a free pass to accuse the liar of lying about everything else. I mean, next we will hear that Tamra is hiding Edward Snowden in her closet. What is Tamra doing? Tamra is doing her job. I happened to catch a little of Watch What Happens Live last night while I was making my notes, and Tamra mentioned to Andy that she was doing her job and making the show worth watching. Andy scratches his head and counters, isn't your job to be yourself? Oh God, Andy, really? Stick your head back in the sand. There's a VIP section there. Firmly, I believe that the producers are still supporting this season as the Heather Gets It year. Until Heather got angry at Lizzie's dinner party, she had the upper hand. Finally, Heather has snapped. Proof positive that producers and cast members can finally send someone over the edge, and also proof positive that whoever finally does lose their cool becomes unbelievable. Where will all this end? There is so much hearsay, so many angry women, and so many women willing to do or say absolutely anything to make their show a success. The editors can do whatever they want with this. While you peel that orange, let's go back to London. This week, the ladies of London were laugh out loud. They are down a cast member due to Annabelle Nielsen's unfortunate writing accident. However, the producers handled it in a way that's perfect for the storyline. Throughout the episode, Annabelle has visitors and becomes the confessor, the Oprah, the Greek chorus for all the other cast. She counsels everyone to be the bigger person, but also fulfills the role often held off camera by producers, i.e. telling the cast, keep engaging, keep showing up, keep getting together, keep doing it. Annabelle also voices what we, the viewers, are meant to think. She boils the season down to one conflict, the struggle between Caprice and Caroline for Queen Bee status. Now, I don't know whether that's really the biggest storyline of the season, but when Annabelle says it, we all believe it. The main source of their conflict is a baby shower. Caroline was meant to throw the party. Now, whether Caprice asked her to do it or not is up for debate because we didn't see that. It's possible that the producers asked her in pre-production. We don't know. Caprice did not want it to happen, using the excuse that Caroline's home was too far away. Could we please throw it in London at Marissa's restaurant? Caroline wants to showcase her home on reality TV as well as her party planning skills. So, of course, she says, my home or not at all. Caprice says not at all and goes to Marissa and Noelle. But Caroline throws another dinner party in her home. And even if the baby shower does not end up happening, Marissa has already had a 4th of July party in her restaurant, so everyone gets what they want and the producers get their conflict. Now, the laugh out loud moments. First, it is beach blanket Babylon with a battle axe. Prior to Caroline's dinner party, she arranges an etiquette lesson for Juliet and Noelle. It's hilarious, but ultimately problematic, because if Noelle and Juliet took Rosemary's advice for confrontation, there would no longer be a show, because the backbone of this type of reality television is inappropriate conflict. However, the knife and fork thing was brilliant, along with a neat stitch-up of Noelle in her confessional interviews. Noelle says she's been to plenty of fancy schmancy dinners, and no one really cares that much about manners. But that's not true. Just because someone doesn't say anything about your use of cutlery or elbow placement, it doesn't mean they are not judging you mercilessly. They are, and to pretend otherwise is an exercise in self-delusion. What gets me is that both Noelle and Juliet say that it's different in the US than it is in Britain. That's not true either. It's simply what isn't discussed. Okay, in Britain, conflict is not discussed at the dinner table. Well, in the United States, bad table manners are not discussed at the dinner table, but believe me, they are watching and they are judging. The next laugh out loud moment was with Juliet. She makes an outrageous statement at the lesson, suggesting that the hosts should provide a variety of meal options to satisfy picky guests. First, that just doesn't happen in real life. It just doesn't. Second, I nearly died when later we saw Caroline meet with her chef and organize what? Multiple food options. So whether it was polite or not, Juliet owned Caroline. Game, set, and match. Final LOL moment of the week involves Caprice. She is so wrapped up in her pregnancy and her business that she didn't realize she was being played by producers. Early on, we see Caprice crying, and she doesn't want to go to Caroline's dinner. She plays the pregnancy card, something with which you can never ever argue in real life, let alone reality TV. I have personally witnessed multiple pregnant reality stars use their condition as a weapon to get their way. What Caprice didn't realize is that the editors could show her crying and overwhelmed, then cut to her being on top of her game and on top of the world, while directing a photo shoot that she has admitted was the same week. In the next breath, Caprice once again is whining about everything Caroline has done to her. Did I miss something? Has Caroline done anything beyond being firm about her baby shower ground rules? Well, we'll have to wait until the finale to see how the story ends. Caprice threatened that she might cancel the baby shower altogether and go back to the States to be with her surrogate. And if that's what happened, I don't see how this series can end on anything less than a fizzle. So we will have to hope that the surrogate can hang on for another week. Let me know what you thought in the comments, and get ready for something new and exciting tomorrow. As part of my coverage of Celebrity Wife Swap, I will have exclusive interviews with this week's swappers, Jenna Von Oy and Jill Zarin. Subscribe on YouTube right now so that you will see it tomorrow the moment it goes live.